ways to minimize no-shows. We're booking a lot of appointments for our clients, but no-shows are a problem. So first things first is you want to establish what their normal no-show rate is from online advertising, paid advertising, things like that. Mr. Johnson, I just want to go over this real fast. On that onboarding form, what was your average no-show rate? Gotcha. So it was 30%. Okay, cool. And it looks like with our campaign, we have a 50% no-show rate. Do you think that's acceptable in the first 3 weeks of working together? Great. They're probably going to say yes. If they say no, you say, okay, great. Let's figure out what's going on here. That's a good pre-frame or a good way of wording so that your client doesn't freak out and there's context to it. Honestly, most no-show rates are the same for most businesses anyway, and it's totally fine. Let's say that you've got the worst no-show rate. You're probably making it too easy to schedule appointments, or you don't have a good thank you offer or a show-up offer, or you're not generating phone calls. Here's what I mean. Get your $21 adjustment, doctor's report of finding, and blank, blank, and blank for only $21. Great, give me your name, number, and email. Thanks for submitting your information, schedule a time. That's what most people do, which I don't believe has a very high show-up scenario, and most people are relying on now automation. So here's what I mean. So this is what most people do. They will do the $21 offer ad for an adjustment, exam, doctor report of findings. And then they'll say, give me that name, number, email. So this is like a lead ad or something like that. And then they'll say, thanks, schedule your appointment here. We'll do this process. This makes total sense. Everybody gets it. You've seen this before. We'll do this offer, give me that name, number, and email, and thanks, schedule the appointment. This inherently by itself probably has a low show-up rate. And then everybody's out there saying like, oh my God, your no-show rate is horrible. Use all this automation and technology to fix it. And you're like, okay, I'll do that. So you end up building out like, let's do this, like a whole fucking sequence of reminders, emails, and callback services. And so, James, you're probably thinking about this over here. So this is, let's draw this out. So this is the, let's just say, sales sequence. I don't know, this is the ad sequence. I'm not quite sure how to phrase this, but this is the pre-appointment. Yeah. And then over here, this is the post-appointment. The running theory that most agency owners have is, okay, if somebody's scheduled an appointment, now we got to get them to show up, guys. Do the show up, come on. Just remind them and email them and call them back until they show up. Is that really working? Like, is all of a sudden your show up rate doubled or an industry average because of it? Probably not. This is the problem, and this is the symptom. You will always find evidence of somebody saying, hey, but you know, we did these reminders and we got 5 people showing up. I go, great. So you're fighting over 1 or 2 or 3%. You're not substantially solving the inherent problem. The problem with no-show rates is over here. This is the problem area. The answer is almost never over here. Maybe it is. Let me take that back. I would say 80% of the solution is here. And that 80% is big enough for me to be like, hey, as a human being with limited time, effort, energy, I'm only going to focus on the 80%. So the problem is over here. So you're saying, what can we do to solve the problem before it becomes a symptom? What can we do to solve the problem before it becomes a symptom? Kind of like weight trainers or personal trainers. Like they solve the weightlifting and the nutrition. They solve the reason why you're fat and the reason why you're fat after the fact. So this is the problem area over here. The problem over here is this is it. So you got to solve this shit. So we're just going to get rid of this in the meantime. This is the problem area. This is causing unqualified people to schedule appointments. Cool. So what can we do to make it harder or qualify them? Right? There's a couple things. So you can change it up. So you can do, give me that name, number, and email. And then you can do a quiz funnel. Or qualification page. Or Calendly questions. Like that. This will force people who will show up to stand out. It will lower the number of appointments, but nobody gives a shit, because if 5 people show up, your client likes you. If 2 out of 3 people show up, your client likes you. But if 1 out of 3 people show up, oh, this is horrible, blah, blah, blah. So just make it harder to schedule. Another solution is actually having a thank you offer or a show up offer. So you could do $21 offer, give me that name, number, and email, quiz funnel, qualification call, or Calendly questions. Let's just say it's a, actually any of these. Thanks, schedule appointment here. And if you call to confirm your appointment, we will give you thank you offer. Just like that. Cool. What's a thank you offer? Whatever the hell you feel like it. If you're not quite sure what they should be, watch QVC. And then you can always have a kind of automatic 1-hour reminder with a show up offer. At the time, by the way, the thank you offer and the show up offer are the same. It's just how you communicate it. So again, this is how my line of thinking works. If all you're doing is trying to solve the symptom, you're not actually solving the problem, chances are you're making it a problem and then you're trying to solve it later. So forget the automations and the high level and all that shit, right? Here's what will probably fix your show up problem, because you're only sending appointment and calendar hits of people that will actually show up. $21 adjustment, give me your name, number, and email. Great, take this quiz. Sometimes it's a quiz funnel. Sometimes it goes back and forth. I don't fucking care, right? Quiz funnel, qualification call page, Calendly questions. Great. Thanks. Schedule your appointment here. And if you'd like, you can call and confirm. And as a bonus, we'll give you 20 more minutes of extra massage, but only if you call and confirm your appointment now. Now your client is getting appointments and phone calls. Mr. Johnson, just want to give you a 1-hour reminder. Your appointment is in one hour. And as a reminder, if you show up to your appointment on time, we will be glad to give you a 20-minute bonus massage, something like that. Sometimes you can have a different show-up offer if you feel like it, but for the most part, this is going to solve a lot of appointment show-up problems. So James, I hope that answers your question.